Coming up.
Let me give you my best side.
And you weren't kidding.
So, first off, we seem to have gone out of sequence here because there was supposed to be a toast to Industrial Engineering 67.
Oh, we can still do it.
Oh, okay, why don't we do that? So lift your glasses. And you should well toast Industrial Engineering 67.
Here, here.
And while you're holding on to your glasses, amongst other things, I would like you also to toast our absent lab partners. So, to our absent lab partners, please.
Who are they?
Yeah, it's for me.
For an event like this, there has to be a lot of work done by some people, and so I think we should offer thanks to and appreciation to, and wait till I finish the list, John Pullum for organizing as well as the ad hoc Friday dinner. Thanks to Chris and Wayne Jeffrey for the cocktail party. Thanks to Jim Allen for organizing the Saturday dinner.
And thanks.
Thanks to Sharon and John Pullum for the pool party barbecue.
Wait,
Which is apparently canceled, but okay. And thanks to the out-of-towners for attending. So, now according to this schedule, we were going to have dinner, but I guess that's done. There's a couple of speeches that are going to be made, and then I thought we would close it off with the award of the Ted Swain Lifetime Achievement Award. So you think about that, and we'll be awarding that later. Ted unfortunately can't be here this evening because Rose's mom, I guess it is quite ill. So, you know, best wishes go out to her. Speeches. Doug Stevens would like to say a few words.
Oh.
Doug?
Well, no matter where I am, someone is going to get the best side and someone gets the back side. So you just have to decide which side you want. Anyhow, you should never ask someone who's been a politician if they'd like to say a few things. So, anyways.
No one asked.
Oh, no. Les asked, he sent this lovely email. I'm referred to as DS, which could be worse, you know, in the email. So it could be worse anyway. So he said, would you like to say something? And I said, yeah, sure. So I bounced back, sure, I have something to say. So I thought I'd talk tonight about ageism since it's striking all of us. And I'll finish with the famous Branch Rickey quote, but I should say it twice so some of you may remember it. That was that first, you forget names. Then you forget faces. Then you forget to zip up your fly. And then you forget to unzip.
Is that true, Guppy?
Yeah, that's pretty well true. I think, yeah, you got it.
Some of you will have far more reason to worry about that if you're not already there in the future. It will happen, don't worry. Some of you know our tennis guy, Ronick, lost today in the...
Oh, he lost. Oh, shit.
Open, so it was kind of sad. But many of you probably didn't realize that I had the opportunity to chaperone Daniel Nestor. In grade 1, he happened to be in the same class as my daughter Andrea. And I had to straighten him out and get him to bed when we went for one of these overnight things. That was the last time I probably manhandled Daniel Nestor because he's turned out to be the next best pro anyways. But in terms of tennis, how many of you have some kind of English background?
Oh, 3 of us.
Oh, yes. Okay,
yeah.
So there's a bunch of you. Well, then you'll have some understanding. My dear daughter, Andrea, was playing tennis a little over 2 years ago in England, doubles. She goes for this one final shot, goes over on her ankle and breaks her ankle. The first thing the team on the other side of the net comes to the net and says is, well, I guess we win the match now, don't we? And I thought, is that the genteel English people that we've heard with manners and decorum and so forth? Because, you know, my background is in English. My dad came from England. And I think if I'm not, Les, did your dad not have some experience in England too? I thought so, because, you know, one of Les's shortcomings in life is that when he was out with his dad in a mall where he was very young, he saw these three men and he pointed to them and he said, look at those three bow-legged men. Now, Jerry was really quite upset about this, so he called them off and he said, look, we've got to get you more culture, son. I'm going to take you home and we'll start reading Shakespeare so you'll get some understanding. So he starts pouring through the sonnets and so forth and so on, and he's finally getting some fit. The very next week, he goes back again. This is Center Point Mall, you know, right not too far from Toronto. And he sees the three guys again, and he says, look at that. The same three bow-legged men, Dad, are back. He says, no, son, we got to go home again. So he gets in, he finally gets into the plays, the great tragedies, King Lear and Hamlet and so forth. And finally, and then the final week comes, and there they are again. Wouldn't you know it, the same men. So finally, Les comes through. He says, tally-ho, what manner of men are these who wear their legs in parentheses?
I thought he was a Talio.
One of the challenges we have as we age is, of course, hearing. And of course,
Pardon? What?
Anne firmly believes that mine kicked in a few generations early almost. And,
it's selective for
sure. So we've decided that we're going to wire the house. We're going to have lapel mics on and walk around with speakers almost in every room. So when someone says something, like my favorite is that I'm walking away someplace, I'm going down the hall, and Anne is saying something. I know she's saying something, and probably something important, but I cannot hear. I have to walk back into the room, or I get called, Doug. And as soon as Doug, that doesn't mean answer, that means come. It might just as well be Rover. I know what it means. I know what it means. 40 years later. 40? Well, 42 coming up. Sorry, dude. Anyways, I know what that means. That means come. So it doesn't matter. Wherever I am, Doug, come, Rover. Okay, so I come and they'll listen anyways. So the other problem as age creeps on, not only do we have hearing problems, but we have what I call the rush problems. And the rush problems are, you're feeling the sudden urge. And you know where the bathroom is, or you better find the bathroom very quickly, because sometimes things happen faster than you ever thought they would. And I thought these were all voluntary muscles up until the last year or two.
Yeah. No, it's when a quickie is a nap in the afternoon.
Some of these, unfortunately, seem to be turning into involuntary muscles after you hit 60-something.
You need the Lomax.
So I have a friend who has a place up north, and he says, you know, I know every Tim Hortons between here and Midland, because he says, I stop frequently. And I think some of us have had that same issue. Now, sleeping is another issue. Of course, if you are a guy...
This is very depressing, actually.
If you manage to sleep through the night, your wife better put a mirror under your nose to make sure that you can still fog it. Because there's something unusual if you can get 6 or 7 hours sleep without a trip to the little facility. In fact, I was told someone, the ceramic telephone on the floor gets visited frequently. Now,
who writes your material? This is kind of scary.
I have to own up to most of this stuff, unfortunately. Anyway, so back to my poor daughter breaking her leg. I go over 2 summers ago to help her look after the daughter at the time, my granddaughter, Kara. And wouldn't you know it, as Yogi Berra says, deja vu all over again. I am selected to do the swimming lesson. So the swimming lesson involves getting her in the bathing suit, out to the pool, getting my own suit on, which was not all that simple because she's standing right there, slipping out to the pool, having a little waiting, carrying her around, bringing her back, and then, of course, the dilemma of all of us have ever faced is, if you have a child of the other gender, what washroom do you use? Well, I'm in the men's change room, and I'm trying to get her kind of over this side and get her there where some questions don't arise, such as, Papa, what's that protuberance on that man? I don't have one of those. Anyways, I managed to get that through, but I had a flashback when my own daughter was in a similar situation. She said, we get up to Centerpoint Mall, which used to be called Town and Country, Bayview and Steeles, and we get in there, and she said, Dad, I gotta go. I said, okay, you have to go. So I find the washrooms, they're downstairs. I get in there and I say, now, I can't very well go into the women's washroom, and I can't send her alone. She's 3. So I said, okay, here we go. Open the men's washroom door. Look around. Fortunately, no one is there to start with. She gets in, get her in the closet. She does her thing, come out. And some of you know, there are a number of white ceramic fixtures in men's washrooms at a certain height. The first question out of her mouth is that where I wash my hands, Dad? No, we're just going to try over here on the sink, hon. So we get her up on the sink. So I was kind of breathing quite easy, so we managed to just get stashed